Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Rowell. Alright, as I mentioned in a recent video, it's starting to get warm outside, and a lot of my projects now are going to start moving back inside the house where I can operate in the air conditioning. And I'm going to start one of those projects today. Actually, we're going to complete this project today. This is a project I've been working on for about 6 months now, and it's time to finally finish it. If you remember when it was hot last summer, I was spending a lot of time painting this room here. This is my big living room, and it's a big, massive room, and I decided to break the painting up into 3 parts. And today we're going to finish up the 3rd part. So you'll recall that, like I said, I broke this room up into 3 parts. The first part was from this wall all the way over to the halfway mark here, basically over to this beam right here. And you can see that's where I kind of stopped painting, and we have the old color there. And then part 2 was starting right here and going all the way over to the fireplace. And I also covered this little section over here. But this wall here and everything over to this beam here still needs to be done. And I also want to do the ceiling, because what we've been doing is we've been painting the ceiling, and I painted this section and this section white, but I need to paint this section and this section here white. So the big part of today's project is actually going to be taking this room apart, because everything that's on this wall, my main computer, my CDs, my entertainment system, the couch, the coffee table, the DVD rack, the desk, all of that's got to come out. So that's going to be the first part of my project, and like I said, that's going to take a while because there's a lot that needs to be moved and disassembled. So I'm going to get going with that right now. All right, a couple hours have passed. I got basically everything off the wall. I've got the switch plates off of the outlets. I'm going to remove that one too. You'll notice I've still got this connected. This is my modem and my cable box, and so I want to keep that going for the duration, because I'm going to be using, I'm going to be streaming audio in here while I'm doing stuff, and I want to have the internet going. So we'll have to work around that, but that shouldn't be terribly difficult. Got the registers off of the air conditioner vents. I want to take the fan blades off of the fan and probably cover up the light up there. But I think the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to put the paper on the floor to protect the floor, because as you know, the biggest part of doing any of this is the setup and the prep work. That's how you make sure you don't mess everything up. And I don't want to mess up these beautiful floors. So gonna get the paper out, we're gonna get that down, and I don't know, we're making good progress. We might actually start painting today. So let's get that done. All right, I think we're pretty much ready to go in here. I've run some plastic sheeting over here to kind of keep paint splatters when I paint the ceiling from getting on this wall here, which is done, getting on my mantle, which I kind of want to keep covered up. Gotten everything kind of cleaned up, got the paper down on the floor, covered up the electrical outlets. I basically pulled the modem and router over to here just to get them out of the way. Plugged it in over there because then I don't have to have them plugged in on that outlet. I can cover up that outlet. Can't really do a whole lot with this thing right now. I'm just going to have to work around that. That's kind of how that works. This is clearly not an official installation for the cable here. Looks like they ran the cable just through the wall here, cut a hole in the wall, and put a couple of drywall screws in there to hold the plate on. Actually, the screw holes were kind of drilled out and kind of stripped out a little bit, so I put a couple of drywall anchors in there, which will do a better job when I reinstall it. Now, there's a lot of holes that are already here. These are the holes I made to hold the shelves for all the TV stuff and the entertainment system, and that was from the smoke detector, and I had a clock over here. So these holes are all going to kind of stay here. But there are a couple of holes that I noticed here that I think I want to plug up. These are nail holes that were left and just kind of painted over by the previous owners, and I want to kind of plug those up. So I'm going to do that, I think, before I start painting anywhere. But I think we are at least going to get going on the ceiling tonight. So this project's going actually pretty fast. So let's get these plugged up, and then we're going to start painting the ceiling. Alright, so I got all the nail holes patched here, and I think we're going to let these kind of rest overnight just to make sure they're nice and solid and dry and all that. And in reality, I just looked at the clock, and it's actually a little later than I thought it was, and I'm starting to get a little hungry. So I think at this point we're going to call it a day. We'll start the painting tomorrow. Well, needless to say, we'll start with the ceiling, because you always want to work from the top down, because you might get splatters, when you're painting the ceiling. You don't want to paint the wall and then get splatters of the ceiling paint all the way down. So I think we'll start with tomorrow. We'll probably get everything painted tomorrow, and maybe even start putting things back together. Besides, what I want to do is I want to temporarily hook up my TV to the DVD players so that I can maybe watch a movie or something tonight. I kind of intentionally put the stand on the TV and put the lazy boy chair here. I'll probably move it back here a little bit, but I moved it there just to get it out of the way for now. But I want to kind of hook this stuff up so I can at least get a basic system running and maybe watch a movie or something tonight. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. And I'm going to call it a day for the video for now. So thank you as always for watching. Come back next time and we will be painting in here. And I think that's all I have for tonight. So thank you very much and good night.